Today I'd like to talk to you about breathing, how you should be breathing in a correct way for singing and how you can apply that breath, that correct breathing technique to songs. Okay, so I've got two young children. One's a bit over 3 and the other one's nearly 9 months old. Both of those kids, they breathe perfectly for singing. All of their movement when they breathe is around their lower ribs and their stomach, and there's very little movement up in their chests and shoulders. Now, what most people who are untrained do, and most people in general life really, is breathe very shallow and high in their body. So when they're breathing in, it's shoulders and chest move, and there's very little movement around the stomach. Now, what this does, it creates a lot of unnecessary tension in your neck, and the muscles in your neck, which control your vocal cords, if they're tight, it's not going to allow your cords to stretch out and allow you to sing higher with less effort. So what you need to do is relax your shoulders, keep your chest proud, and have all the movement when you breathe around here in your lower ribs and your stomach. So when I breathe in, my diaphragm is flattening out, pushing all this content in a 360-degree way. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to tighten my center, and notice what happens when I tighten these muscles right here. In fact, I'll lift up my shirt to do this. Just excuse me while I move this mic cord. I'll tighten my center and watch what happens to the upper part of my body. Right here. Now, because my center is tight, my diaphragm can't flatten out and push all this down and around because the muscle is so tight, it just cannot move. Now, what I need to do is relax this part of my torso and tighten these muscles down here. So what happens then, it allows all this to move in a sort of a pumping action like this. Again, I'll tighten this area. Now relax. Can you see the difference? Now, what that's going to do is going to allow you to manage your air much more efficiently when you sing. Because if this is relaxed and this is doing all the work, you're supporting your voice. If this is tight and this is doing no work, then you're pushing from your throat, which is going to cause tension and strain, and it just won't feel easy to sing. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how you can breathe, use your technique for breathing in a really efficient way, and then apply that to your songs. There are two ways that you can take in your breath. You can take your breath in through your nose, nice and relaxed and slowly, or you can take your breath in through your mouth, which you can get a lot more air in really quickly. Now, if you've got a long drawn out phrase, long drawn out intro, or space between your phrases, then yeah, you can take in your breath through your nose and fill up from the bottom of your lungs really slowly. And it's a really relaxing way to take in your air, but most of the time, within your song, you're not going to have that much time. So you can take a short, sharp breath, get all the air right down to the bottom of your lungs really quickly by opening up the back of your throat, taking what's called a surprise breath, and allowing that air to hit the back of your throat. You should feel a nice cold spot back here. Keep that space and then sing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how you can apply this to a song situation. Let's take the song I'm Not the Only One by Sam Smith. The song has quite a long intro, and then it's got some time where you can actually take some breath in through your nose in between each phrase. But just at the end of the verse, there's a moment where you just actually have to take it in through the mouth because there's just not enough time to take it in through your nose. So the verse goes like this. You and me, we made a vow, for better or for worse. I can't believe you let me down, but the proof's in the way it hurts. Now, did you see what I had to do there just in the end before I sung, but the proof? If I tried to take that breath in through my nose, it would have been, but the proof's in the way, and it just get this real sniffling effect, which is not not going to be pleasing in a recording or in a live situation. But taking that breath in quickly through the mouth, but the proof's in the way it hurts, is much, much more efficient. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what's happening in my body when I'm taking those breaths in. Okay, so I'm going to lift up my shirt and show you what's happening around my stomach. Just going to move the mic cord. My stomach and my lower ribs for that entire verse. And you'll be able to see all the movement, all the expansion when I sing. So here we go. So what I'm going to do, I don't want to hold my center here really tight. I want to keep that relaxed and keep all of this here nice and strong. So if I hold this tight, what's happening is it won't allow my diaphragm to push down and flatten out. So everything has to go up. So by holding this nice and relaxed and then holding this here a little tighter, it's allowing me to support my air. My diaphragm is flattening out and it's supporting my sound. Okay, so I'm going to sing and you can see what's happening with my body while I sing. You and me, we made a vow, for better or for worse. I can't believe you let me down, but the proof's in the way it hurts. Now, you should have seen a really drastic movement there when I took that breath in, that last phrase. The other ones were much more drawn out. Holding tight here, not so much tight, just strength. Relax this. In through the nose. Now I'll take a short, sharp one. As you can see, the short, sharp breath gets a lot more air in much faster. This is the way I pretty much breathe this way all the time. I don't take my breath into my nose very often. But a lot of people, they struggle to take their breath into their mouth, but I've been doing it for many, many years. So I would recommend that you start breathing through your mouth. And even taking long drawn out breaths through your mouth and opening up your throat, because that's going to relax everything in here. You and me, we made a vow, for better or for worse. I can't believe you let me down, but the proof's in the way it hurts. Now for me, that was a really relaxing way to sing that verse. So I hope that helps you. I hope it helps you seeing what happens with my body when I breathe. I know it's showing my skin to the world of YouTube. It's not something I really wanted to do, but if I said you watch what your ribs are doing and watch what your stomach's doing through my shirt, you're not really getting the right idea. So I'm happy to show you my abs if it helps you sing.